present your case when it comes to your opportunity?
I can go ahead and present.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Tammy, why are we suing Autumn, and what do we ask the court to consider today?
Okay. Long story short, bought a vehicle, got the money from my son Cody, bought the vehicle, put it in my name, went to register it. There was an issue with the title, so they just did a 1-month registration. Got it insured, added it onto my.
Tammy, you broke up. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm sorry, I don't know what happened.
You might have to move to a better cell phone service area if you're down in that hole there at the park.
Across the street.
Okay.
I'm outside too in my vehicle. So anyway, her vehicle had transmission issues and couldn't drive it. So the option was given that she could drive my car. If she wanted to purchase it, she could purchase it for $3,000 that I paid. But she could drive the car to get the kids back and forth to school and her to work. I purchased the vehicle on 9/23/2025. It was wrecked on 10/2. 9 days. 9 days I had the vehicle. She got it out of impound, took it to her house. She was going to have her stepdad fix it. Somebody was going to fix it. I don't know. I don't know the whole deal. Somebody was going to fix it. I waited and waited and waited. There was a falling out, not going to go into it. But even after that, I waited. I had messaged her at one point. She sold her vehicle that she was going to use to purchase the car whenever she sold that. So I questioned her about it, and she said she needed the money. So at that point is when I filed the suit, because she wrecked a car that I had 9 days and paid $3,000 for.
Okay.
My insurance paid everything else because it's only liability. It doesn't cover my vehicle, but it covered all the other vehicles and the injuries to all the other people. She was not on my insurance. That's why they covered her. Covered all of that because she does not live in my home and the vehicle was on my insurance. So it did cover the other vehicles, but it did not cover my vehicle.
Okay. Anything else?
No. I did speak with Gerardo Morales about fixing the title so we could get that done, but it was kind of useless after it got wrecked before we even got that taken care of. And then I did get an estimate from pictures because insurance companies do that all the time. They give you a rough estimate according to pictures. So I did get an estimate to see what it would cost to have it fixed since it wasn't getting fixed by her stepdad or whoever. But that's not what I'm going for. I'm not going for it's this amount to fix car. I'm going for the fact that I'm out $3,000 for a vehicle that I purchased, only had it 9 days, and it got wrecked and totaled, and no responsibility was taken. I believe that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Autumn?
Yes, Your Honor.
Help me out. What's defense you wish to offer today in reference to this vehicle crash?
So I do take partial responsibility for the wreck, but I wasn't the one that actually purchased the car. At this time, I was in a involved relationship with her son, Dakota Abels, which is the father of my kids. And we went together to purchase the car, and he was supposed to be paying for the $3,000 that we had borrowed from Cody. I have submitted text messages stating that he was paying Cody, and I have text messages submitted recently about all of it. About that, I also had an agreement with Dakota that we were both going to be fixing the car and that it wasn't just going to be put on my responsibility. I have not heard anything from Tammy about making a payment. I hadn't heard anything from Dakota for making a payment. I was under the assumption that Dakota was still paying for the car that he borrowed the money from Cody Abels. I will be responsible for damages, but the people she submitted when I received the paperwork, she received something from a place in Crowley, the SB Automotive place. I actually reached out to them and they told me that they would have to see the car in person to be able to give an estimated quote on how much the damages was. On the paper she submitted, it showed that he came out at a time and he left at a time. I do have that recording of him saying that he does have to physically come out the car. I have evidence showing that he was never at the car at my house. I was there. I have pictures of that. So the quote that she was originally given from that place is incorrect because he never came and seen the car.
So testimony, just to kind of save time, the testimony given today is not for the damages to the car.
It's for the full $3,000.
It's for reimbursement of the cost of the car.
Correct. Which me and her son had a mutual agreement on us paying it. He had just been paying it recently, but he stopped paying it when we broke up. I was under the assumption he was still paying it. Nobody ever reached out to me for a payment during the time of us splitting up until now. The only thing I received was the court papers that I received at work. And I actually had the car on my property from the date of October 7th until April 19th. And the only reason she came and got the car is because I filed a motion to be paid for it being on my property. So I had asked previously for them to come get the car because they wanted the car and they didn't come get it until this motion was filed.
Okay. Anything else?
No, sir.
Tammy?
Yes, I have a response to that. For one, no money was paid towards the car. It was only drivable for 9 days. The agreement that they had said they were going to buy the car from us, yes, that was an agreement, but it never happened. That's why we didn't just put the car in their name when we bought the car, because we knew if something happened, it needed, like they didn't want to purchase it or it wasn't going to go through, then I needed it in my name. I didn't want to have to fight them in court to get the car back. You see what I'm saying? So whenever she wrecked the car and got a new car and their issues happened and they split up, don't care, whatever, I still gave her the benefit of the doubt to take care of the damages or my whatever. Nothing got taken care of. So at that point, I'm suing for the money that I am out by purchasing that car, and I can't even resell it. So I am suing for the $3,000. As far as the car being on her property, no notification was ever sent to me. She cannot go tell whoever to have your mom move the car and expect them to tell me or remember to tell me. If you look at the text messages that she submitted, it's all communication between her and Dakota, who are having issues anyway at that time. I wasn't brought in on their issues. Dakota doesn't tell me about their issues, and I don't care about their issues. So any communication that they were having, that was something they were going through, and her communicating that to Dakota does not tell me I need to come get the car. And at this point, I'm not allowed over there. I am not going on her property when I am not welcome and told not to. So when I received the morning of the day we were supposed to have court at 6 a.m., I got a notification, an email saying that it had been changed. And then I received all the documentation of what she had put in as her response, because usually your response in a certain amount of time, but I didn't get her response till the morning of court. So when I'm going over the papers that she submitted and her telling me that she told Dakota to tell me, she has my phone number. She can text me. She doesn't have to talk to me. It could have been through a text message, but nothing was sent to me. I'm the one that purchased the vehicle. I'm the one that registered it. I'm the one that insured it. So you normally would have to notify the person, not go through he said, she said. So therefore, the notification that I got was the morning of April 15th. On April 18th, she got a text message from me to her saying that we will be out there to pick up that car tomorrow morning, which was the 19th. The 19th. It was a Sunday. I had a person go out there, get the car, and bring it over to my son's house. So therefore, 4 days it took me after I was notified I needed to move that car. Up until I filed a court case, I was under the assumption that she was going to fix it, and then I had to file the court case. At that point, we're not talking, and we're not even getting along.
Okay.
So at that point, I filed
move the drama to the side for a second.
I would like to add something to.
Hold on, stop. Let's just talk about the vehicle, not about the relationship. So, Tammy, just so I have an understanding, Cody or Dakota and Autumn agreed to pay you back the $3,000.
No, they said they wanted to purchase it. When we first got it, they said they wanted to purchase it. Okay, so then we were like, okay, I'll put the car in my name. When you pay for it, then you can I'll gift it to you. But I'm not going to just purchase it under the assumption y'all are going to buy it. So there was no assumption they were going to pay.
There was a joint. So I understand correctly, Tammy. There's a joint agreement for her and your son to purchase the vehicle and then to reimburse you the money for the vehicle.
Yeah.
So your son and her have a 50-50 split in the purchase of this vehicle. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay.
That was the plan.
Okay. So the plan was for them to equally reimburse you the money for the cost of this vehicle. During the course that they had this vehicle, 9 days later after it was purchased, there was a crash. Autumn was found at fault, and the vehicle was basically totaled. If the vehicle's only worth $3,000 and there's over $5,000 worth of damages, but if it's fixable, out of pocket costs, you're not going to get a super, rebuilt vehicle. But that's between y'all, because if the vehicle's still there, that's yours. But you're out the loss if the vehicle is totaled and it has to go to the scrapyard and you only get $250 for it. You're out of the loss of $3,000, correct?
Exactly.
Okay. So if your son has agreed to pay a portion of that, it was like a 50-50 split, then would it be fair to say that she is only responsible for half of that and not the total $3,000?
It would have been fair in the beginning if they had actually paid anything. That was the plan. Is if they had even started paying, no payments were ever made. Payments were ever made.
Autumn, give me 1 second. You're going to have a chance to talk. Okay.
They had the option to purchase the vehicle. That's why I put it in my name, in case it didn't happen. So at the point where we were at in the first 9 days of having that vehicle, she was using it to get her kids back and forth to school. There was no contract, no nothing, no payment plan set up, no anything. It was, we're purchasing the vehicle. Y'all can use it. Once you pay it, if you decide you want to buy it, you pay it off, I will gift it to you.
Okay. Thank you. Autumn?
Yes, Your Honor. I did submit messages between me and Dakota stating that he had paid Cody several times a portion of it, but I wasn't the only one driving it. Dakota Abels also was driving it because he was resigning in my home. So we both agreed to make
driving it at the time of the crash.
I was.
Okay, so that's the key factor here, ma'am. You are the one that caused the damages to the vehicle.
Correct, and me and Dakota had a agreement on how we were going to take care of that because we were in a relationship.
Okay, and when did the relationship break up?
We broke up the week before Thanksgiving, and that's when it all turned into a whole ordeal. And
was that after the crash or before the crash?
It was after.
Okay.
And I never received any messages from Miss Abels, Tammy Abels, about making a payment or asking me to make a payment. I don't have any messages regarding her asking for any type of money for the vehicle. Just the title so that the insurance would pay for it, or I was going to be sued by the insurance. So I never received text messages from anyone asking for me to put some money down for it. All I knew is they were fighting with the insurance about the other vehicles.
Okay. Anything else?
I have one thing. She did receive a message from me because I had messaged her about something with the kids, getting some outfit or something, and could she meet me? And she said, I can't because I'm waiting on them to come pick up my other vehicle. Waiting on a tow truck to come pick up my other vehicle, which we had discussed her paying part of the damages with that. And I said, so you're selling that vehicle, so you're going to give Cody some money towards that damages or whatever. And she said, no, I need the money.
Your Honor, that's not exactly what I said. I just said I had bills to pay for because Dakota had moved out of my house and was supposed to be helping me with the bill. So I had to take that money so that I could have a roof over my children's head.
Okay.
So he was living with me and he was supposed to be helping me with his bills. We broke up. We're not supposed to go into drama because we could say, how did she
Well,
have
Tammy,
for her kids before she moved in?
Tammy, hush. Okay,
Yes.
she's explaining why, she's answering your question as to the reason why she needed the
Okay.
money. Okay.
Correct. I used the $400 that I got for my broken car that had the transmission to pay a portion of my rent so that I could keep a house over my kid's head. So it wasn't that I couldn't pay her. It's I chose having a house over my kid's head other than being able to make a payment that I knew I would be behind and I would lose my house. But that was the only time she had ever reached out for a payment. And the only reason she reached out is because she asked something about my children.
Okay.
Also because you were supposed to be getting it fixed. Another thing is before Dakota moved in for the 2 months he lived there, how did you provide for your kids then without the $400 you sold the car for?
Tammy, that's a mute point. Please don't get into that family drama there. Okay.
Yes,
We're talking about the money on pay the vehicle. So just so that court has clarification, Autumn, you and Dakota did agree to pay reimburse for the cost of this vehicle. Am I correct?
Correct.
While y'all were together.
Correct.
And then in the course of 9 days after y'all received this vehicle, y'all were still together at that time, correct?
Correct.
And with that being the case, you were the one that caused substantial damage to this vehicle when you were driving it. Am I correct?
Correct.
There was not full coverage on this vehicle, that it was only liability. So basically it's a loss unless somebody takes that vehicle and fixes it. But with that much amount of damages, I don't see that happening because I don't see any record that Ms. Abels, and correct me if I'm wrong, this vehicle has still not been fixed, correct?
It has not.
All right. So, and you are still in possession of the vehicle, or has it already been scrapped?
No, we are still in possession. We
Okay.
have to file for a lost title in order to do anything with it.
Okay. So, nothing's happened to the vehicle. So,
No.
has your son reimbursed you any monies on this vehicle? Tammy?
Okay, are you there? Okay, there you are.
Tammy, has your son reimbursed you any
Can you
money?
hear
Yes. Has your son reimbursed you any money on this vehicle?
He has not.
Okay. So the agreement, so that I have an understanding, is that both Autumn and your son were going to equally reimburse you for this vehicle because they were in a relationship at that time, correct?
They were talking about purchasing it.
Purchasing the vehicle from you. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Autumn, let me ask you this question. Do you feel that you have any responsibility obligation, since it was a total loss because of you driving it, that you should be responsible for the full cost of this vehicle to be repaid to Ms. Abels?
I do not believe that I should be responsible for the full amount because I'm not the only one that had an agreement to purchase the vehicle. I will pay half like the original agreement was, but I do not feel like I should be responsible for the full amount.
Okay.
But I do want to add in there that I did reach out to them about coming to get the vehicle. And the only reason I went ahead and added the storage fee is because it was on my property during the time of all of it, after asking multiple times of them coming to get it or if anything was going on about the vehicle. And it was always, you're being sued by the insurance. And then I received papers that I was actually being sued by her.
Okay. Anything else, Autumn?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Abels, anything else?
That is absolutely incorrect. Like I said, the text message she entered were between her and Dakota. Never once was I notified, and nor was I told by Dakota.
Okay. Tammy, let us ask this question. There was a deductible, since it was only liability insurance that y'all had to pay. How much was that deductible?
A deductible, there's not a, I don't,
in
what do
reference
you
to
mean?
the damages to the other parties. Wasn't there any kind of deductible that you had to pay toward the repair of their vehicle?
There's a $500 deductible is what I have on my insurance. I have $500 deductible. That's the most I have to pay.
Okay. Did y'all have to pay $500 towards the repair of that other parties or the other party? Because there was two other vehicles involved. So you haven't been billed for that yet?
They did not ask me to pay any deductible towards the other vehicles.
Okay. When did this crash happen?
October 2nd,
Last year.
2025.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Your Honor, may I add something?
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
I'm pretty sure that I went ahead and added the text messages through it. But whenever I had found out that Tammy was suing me, I did reach out to her son about it because, like I said, I was blindsided by it at my place of work. He said that he was going to be talking to her about taking care of the responsibility because he does make significantly more money than me, and I was going to be helping with a portion of it.
Okay. Anything else, Autumn?
No, Your Honor.
Tammy, anything else?
No, sir.
No, thank you. Autumn, anything you want to say in closing?
No, sir.
Tammy, anything you want to say in closing?
I'm good, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Ladies, give me 1 second. My computer's locked. I'll be right back with you. All right. Okay, there is an agreement between both parties to reimburse you this amount by the rules of civil procedure. Each party is equally responsible if there is an agreement made. In this particular case, sadly, the vehicle was totaled and is unusable at this time. But Autumn, you are still responsible for a portion of the agreement to the parties. It's a 50-50 split. So the court will grant judgment in favor of the plaintiff today in reference to what the law mandates. I shall is that you are half responsible for the debt that's owed of $1,500 of the $3,000 with any and all court costs associated with the filing of this case and having you serve, and the 6.75% post-judgment interest until paid in full. I think I said $15,000, $1,500.